Back with more Bay Sunday. Up next, we've got an artist who spent 20 years on one project, among others. That's coming up next. And we are back to Bay Sunday. Our next guest is a San Francisco-based artist who has spent some 20 years perfecting his work. He creates surrealist portraits that are inspired by the many biographies that he reads and people that he likes. It's artist Brett Kaufman. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. First and foremost, tell our viewers, what is a surrealist, well, not a portrait, but art? What is surrealist art?
I think surrealist art, they're dreamlike, they're fantasy-like. So they convey a story, and they tell the story of the person who I'm portraying.
Okay, so when you look at it, you can see for miles. You get a real history of the person, and you do so because it takes you months and weeks to put this together. It's painstaking, isn't it? Because of the materials you use.
Yeah, it can take me months, and the last piece I did took me almost a year to do, but you know, it feels good when it's finally done.
I bet. And every day you're working on that, or do you get put it aside and start working on something else?
No, I do it every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day. We've got some photos of some of your artwork.
Oh,
and,
great.
Some of the people that you've done. There's gold in my ear. And what kind of material did you use there?
Well, that is sand and grass and pictures of trees.
Really?
Yeah. So I combine different materials to create that piece.
Tell us how, you know, I could see a computer making this, but how do you do that and get such a vivid picture of the person?
Well,
Marie Antoinette?
Marie Antoinette, that was done with actual icing on a cake. And so I sectioned off her portrait in different sections and then went over it with icing, 3 different colors of red, and photographed each section, and then on the computer put those sections together.
And did you eat the cake afterwards?
No, but
a year later?
I haven't touched icing since.
Well, tell me, you did one of Duke Kamanahoko, who was you're a big surfer. He was a big surfing god and the king of Hawaii years ago. You made that out of shells.
Yeah. Shells I got from Hawaii, and I divided them up into dark and light, and just, you know, little by little went over his picture with the different shades of shells.
And did you do that while you were in Hawaii?
No. I brought the shells back and did it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then I photograph the sculpture or the shells, and then I make prints from that.
Wow, and then sell those. Right?
Sell those, yeah. The great thing about prints is you can do, I have editions of 50, so even though it takes me months to do something, at least I can profit off of it for a while.
And some of your work is on magazines. I know the Harvey Milk Opera, you did a beautiful piece of the former supervisor.
Yeah, I've done work for the San Francisco Bay Guardian and Frontiers and over 30 covers of the San Francisco Sentinel.
And there's some of it.
I do commercial work too.
Tell us your favorite piece.
My favorite piece is about Jack Kerouac and Neil Cassidy. It's made up of sections of a Jackson Pollock painting. And then I love the Harvey Milk that I just did.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
And what kind of reaction? Have you ever had some of your subjects see some of your work, and what kind of reaction do you get?
No, usually the subjects I do, they're pretty much long gone.
Yeah.
And so, which is good for me because that means their image is in the public domain.
Right.
And so I can't get sued for using their image.
And it's an eclectic bunch of people, just people that you happen to read a biography or people that you're drawn to?
Yeah, every piece I've done is based on a biography that I've read, and it doesn't, you know, it doesn't really matter to me what field that person is in. I'm more interested in their story, and I try to convey that story through the artwork.
That was Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah.
How long did the First Lady take?
She took months, yeah, and she's actually my bestseller.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I've sold the most of her.
Very prominent First Lady.
Yeah.
And what was she made out of?
She was made out of newspaper strips. I went to the SF library and got the microfilm of the headlines from her life and times and took those newspaper strips and then bend them and photograph them and then put them all together like that.
Now, did you find surrealist art, or did it kind of find you?
I found surrealist art.
You did?
Yeah, I was influenced by Rene Magritte and Salvador Dali and Miro. So I love the surrealists, Frida Kahlo. Those are my favorite artists.
And where is it on display in some art galleries? Or I think you're going to New York here.
Yeah, I'm part of a very big show called the Artist Project New York, happening March 17th through the 20th, Pier 92, Midtown Manhattan. I'm very excited about it. They're expecting upwards of 300,000 people there. Wow. And so that's going to be a lot of people looking at my art over a period of 4 days, so I'm very excited about that.
And finally, who are you working on now?
Right now I'm working on Einstein.
Einstein?
Yeah, I'm making a shadow box of him out of little watches and with stars behind him. Einstein in time and space.
Super. Okay. Yeah. Brett, thanks so much for coming in and sharing.
Thank you for having me, Frank.
Really appreciate it. Continued success with your art.
Thank you so much.
And if you'd like more information about Brett and his art, log on to brettkaufman.com. That's Bay Sunday today. Have a great day, everybody.